Field in Chicago. We're set for Cubs baseball. It's the Hyundai leadoff man on WGN Sports. We are 35 minutes from the first pitch. A little cool tonight, wind blowing in as the Mets and Cubs play game 2. And great to have you with us, Jim DeShays and Len Casper. We coordinated our outfits today just for you, the viewer. And JD, a nice 2-1 win as the Cubs came from behind last night.
Yeah, a lot of pressure put on Jake Arrieta by the Mets early in the ball game, but he was able to kind of tiptoe around some traffic and hold the Mets to just one run. We'll take a look back in the first inning. Curtis Granderson providing the first run of the ball game with a line drive sacrifice fly to center field. That put the Mets up 1-0. But just a lot of traffic, a lot of hard contact off of Arrieta throughout his stint in the ball game.
Yeah, big night for Granderson with 3 hits and that sac fly. Third inning now. The Mets with the bases loaded, nobody out. Rizzo throws to the plate, so they get 1. And then with 2 outs, Arrieta makes a catch to retire Wilmer Flores, and that was probably it for the Mets. If they score a bunch there, they're in very good shape. So the Cubs able to come back. Bullpen held them tight. Chris Coughlin with his first homer as a Chicago Cub to the opposite field off the left-hander, and the Cubs are back in it. It's 1-1. Ninth inning now. How about the 0-2 approaches?
Yeah, just a great at-bat by Anthony Rizzo. Chokes up on the bat a little bit, gets his front foot down early, just uses his hands, flips that little base hit into shallow center field. That really set things up for Nate Scherholtz, who's been swinging it well of late. This is his 3rd hit of the game. It's the game winner, first walk-off for the Cubs this year. A nice win, and kind of an unpredictable win, given that the Mets had all the chances early. And prior to that Coughlin home run in the 8th, the Cubs did not have a single man reach scoring position.
The Cubs snapped a 6-game streak of games decided by at least 4 runs, as you see there at the bottom. They also, according to Elias, snapped a 17-game home losing streak when trailing after 1 inning, which is kind of bizarre to think about. But the Cubs, with their inconsistent offense, have not been a very good comeback team. What allowed them to come back, though, was the work by the bullpen.
Boy, how about that bullpen last night? Jake Arrieta, due to a high pitch count, had to leave after 4 2/3, and then a succession of relievers came out of the Cubs bullpen and really pitched well, allowing just 2 base runners the rest of the way. Schlitter, Russell, Ramirez, Rondon, all dealing and able to shut down the Mets and give their team a chance to come back and win that ball game.
Cubs have now won 4 of 5 here at home. You see the work done by that bullpen. Remember the Cubs yesterday, if you missed it, designated Jose Veras for assignment. He started the year as the closer and really struggled. But at the moment, the Cubs have an extra arm out there in the pen. They're getting a lot younger.
Yeah, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, the Cubs bullpen about as good as any in the National League, with an ERA well below 2.
All right, a lot more to come here on the leadoff man. We'll hear from Keith Hernandez, former Gold Glove first baseman, and much more. But the leadoff man is brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come test drive the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe. Visit myhyundaichicago.com.
I don't understand how this is possible.
My son is unique. The world will not tolerate his existence. You're gonna have to watch that temper of yours.
Hulk, Sunday at 7 p.m. on WGN America.
Hi.
Hi. So what you in the mood for?
Steakhouse?
Steakhouse. Steakhouse. Well, Bill, sir. How much you give me?
As in, like, steakhouse cheeseburger from Wendy's?
Awesome. So you got change for the bus?
Wendy's new Steakhouse Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe is just $1.49 with fresh steakhouse seasoned beef and garlic aioli. Your dollar's more delicious here.
Now that's better.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Hangry Moments.
What's your kitty's name?
It's a puma. Thank you.
Jack Link's Jerky, the protein-packed way to feed your wild side.
Deep breath in and relax into child's pose.
Who's got two hooves and just got a claim status update from Geico? This guy, that's who. And I just got an... Oh, no, that's Mom. Sorry.
Claim status updates just a tap away on the Geico app.
You know, at Domino's, failure is an option. We know that not everything is gonna work.
In order to get better, in order to move ahead, you're gonna make mistakes.
Have you ever heard of the cookie pizza?
I don't want to talk about it.
If we gave up after every mistake, we wouldn't come up with something new like our specialty chicken. We take our boneless white meat chicken and bake our toppings, sauces, and cheese right on top.
Order 2 of our new specialty chicken or medium 2-topping pizzas for only $5.99 each.
We cannot be afraid to fail. It sounds crazy, but it's who we are.
The Hyundai Leadoff Man, brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come in and test drive our award-winning lineup today. Visit buyhyundai.com. Pitching matchup tonight, veteran right-handers Daisuke Matsuzaka for the Mets. Just his second start. He's pitched mainly out of the bullpen. Edwin Jackson will go for the Cubs. One problem the Cubs have had this year, even though they've got some good arms behind the plate, Wellington Castillo in particular, who now is on the disabled list, by the way, but the Cubs have struggled in throwing out base stealers. Let's hear from the manager, Rick Renteria, on why.
One of the ways that you try to kind of offset a base runner's ability to take a base is to try to, vary your holes a little bit. We have guys that have big leg kicks, and times are obviously critical because it's simply math. A large, a 1.5, 1.6, 1.4 to the plate pretty much ensures a decent base runner a bag. I think what we have to do is hopefully not let that become a distraction. If a guy takes a bag, the reality is that the pitcher has to go about his business and try to get the batters that are at the plate at that particular time and continue to pitch. Do you want to avoid guys taking bases? Absolutely. But I think once they do, I think the most important thing is now that the pitcher needs to redirect his focus on trying to continue to get the hitter.
Is this more difficult right now because you have a bunch of young guys in the pen that are concentrating on outs rather than slide steps and the holding?
Well, I think as they continue to develop, a part of the game is trying to hopefully understand and contain the running game a little bit. But when a reliever gets into the game, his focus is the batter. And we don't want to switch that focus. We don't want to make the other things so important that it takes away from their ability to do what they're supposed to do. So we got to find a balance.
Rick, Scherholz had the game-winning hit, obviously, last night. His numbers have been starting to go up. What do you see differently over the last week or 10 days than you did see maybe earlier?
Well, again, he's been working really hard. He's been very even-keeled over the whole time. He's actually just putting the barrel on the ball a little bit better. His bat has a little bit more life to his own right now. And again, a hit here, a hit there. His confidence is continuing to grow. And I'll be honest with you, I was sitting in the dugout yesterday, and I was saying to myself, gosh, it'd be great for him to finish off the day today with a big hit. And fortunately for us, he did. And again, even when I went to go congratulate him, it was thank you, and moved on. So it was like no big deal. But that's the way he is.
He said that he wanted to hit left-handers better. He did that last night. Rizzo has done that. Is there any one key to that? I mean, without giving away secrets, is it just staying with the ball a little bit longer?
Nate has in the past, I know we've talked about it. He had actually a big reverse split a few years ago. He hit well against lefties. And I think, their approaches to a lefty, a right-hander faces a right-hander a lot. He doesn't worry about pulling the ball. He worries about trying to stay the other way. Lefties have to try to do the same thing. It's kind of tough because that ball's coming from that same side of the plate that they're on, so on the box. So I think once they stay focused and quite frankly just try not to do too much, stay through the middle of the diamond a little bit more, I think they're able to see the ball a little better, track it, and stay on pitches that they like.
That's Cubs manager Rick Renteria, and when we come back, we're going to hear from the guy everybody's talking about, Kris Bryant, who's tearing up the AA Southern League. Stay tuned.
Wondering what that is? That, my friends, is everything. And with the Quicksilver card from Capital One, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on everything you purchase. Not just everything at the hardware store, not everything until you hit your cash back limit. Quicksilver can earn you unlimited 1.5% cash back on everything you could possibly imagine. Say it with everything. One more time, everything. And with that in mind, what's in your wallet?
This is a steak?
Let's make this right. Stay low and spread out. Nicely done. Cheesy. That's it. Sprinkle it on top. Check, please.
Hello.
Scott, we're concerned. You just fed your lawn earlier this spring. Now you're at it again.
Indeed. A crucial late spring feeding helps defend the grass against the summer heat to come.
We knew that. Right, guys?
Oh, yeah. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Stay Cool dress shirts, sports shirts, polos, and shorts. Now $25.99 at Joseph A. Bank. Look cool and stay cool with new Stay Cool dress shirts, sports shirts, polos, and shorts. Just $25.99 through Sunday. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
You told us your #1 Olive Garden dishes. Now they're part of our 2 for $25 guest favorites, featuring your all-time favorite creamy chicken Alfredo and seductive shrimp mezzaluna. It's our most inspired 2 for $25 ever at Olive Garden.
In war, secrets save lives. At home, secrets destroy everything you love. You're gonna want to tell people the truth about what we're working on, what you're building. You're going to have to lie. We all have to make sacrifices. This is yours.
Well, a great event coming up just over 2 weeks from now across the street over at Metro on Clark. It is our Hot Stove Cool Music event, the 3rd annual event in Chicago. We've got a lot of great musicians. The Chicago All-Stars include Jimmy Chamberlain, formerly of Smashing Pumpkins, Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, John Sturrock from Wilco, and we'll be playing music from Chicago greats like Bo Diddley. Well, a big day tomorrow, actually 3 straight days. The Major League Baseball Amateur Draft, the first 2 rounds start tomorrow night. The Cubs have the #4 overall pick. Let's hear from General Manager Jed Hoyer on what they're looking for in that first round.
Well, I think one of the things we focus on a ton is the makeup and figuring out, which guys can handle you guys, and which guys can handle the pressure. And you're going to play in a big market, and coming from Boston, we learned pretty quickly that some guys are going to handle that scrutiny, and other guys are probably better served to be in a smaller market. So, you only get 40 picks. So, you try to really make sure you bring guys into the organization that you think can have a positive influence, and I think that's one of them.
Would you consider this a strong pitching market?
The draft, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think the strength is probably more on pitching and the depth of pitching than it is on hitting. But there's obviously a lot of good arms out there. I wouldn't really characterize it too much.
The philosophy of organizations on high school guys and college guys, they differ quite a bit depending on apparent need and how quickly they need to compete.
Yeah, but I think we've taken guys like Almora and Blackburn, and we've taken guys like Bryant and Zastrisny. So I don't think we can really fit in one category.
There's a report out there saying you had at least explored the idea of trading for compensation picks. Is that
it was totally false.
Yeah.
No.
Is that something else suggesting you guys might have the possibility of potential of maybe a pre-draft deal? Is that something that's even been explored?
No, it's too early for that stuff. Yeah.
Without getting into any specific names, do you have a good idea of what the teams in front of you are looking to do right now?
Probably much less than almost any other year. I have a feeling that last year, if you were sitting at 4th, I think you had a pretty good sense of which 3 players were going to go ahead, and I don't think that's really the case this year. And maybe tomorrow midday we'll have a better sense of it, but right now I don't think we do have a good sense, and I don't think we will tonight either.
Why tomorrow midday? Does word leak out?
Yeah, people become a little bit more open with their information as they get a little bit closer. So, usually I think people start to have some sense as you get really close. But Houston, we don't expect to know what they're going to do until they announce the pick on TV. And they've done that 2 years in a row, and I wouldn't expect that to change. So I think guessing what Houston's going to do at 1 has proved pretty fruitless.
Has there been a case where there's been a first-round candidate that you haven't been able to talk to regarding possible selection because of parental issues or otherwise?
No.
So you've talked to everybody that you consider?
Yeah.
You at least down to your final 4? You narrowed it to your...
Yeah, I'd say half dozen probably. The guys we're still talking about, and we had probably 3-hour debate today, kind of walking through guys, and we'll probably have one more lengthy discussion tonight as we get through it. And I think certainly the 2 picks we make tomorrow are a significant investment, and you want to make sure you've got all the information, and doubling back on medical reports, doubling back on background information. So you do want to make sure you don't leave any stone unturned with these 2 picks tomorrow.
When you say a half dozen, you mean the 4 picks?
Yeah.
Do you spend this much time on the number 2 on the second round pick too?
Yeah, because I think at that, where we pick in the second round, it's still pretty high up, and it's still a big dollar figure, so it's a significant amount of time.
And just for fun, let's look back at the number 4 pick overall in the first round the last 5 years. The last 4 have been pitchers, and the Cubs will pick right around 6:30 tomorrow. Will already be started here at Wrigley Field as the Cubs take on the Mets. Well, Chris Bryant was the Cubs' first pick last year in the draft, number 2 overall. He's only 22 years old. He's in his first full season as a professional, and we have more now with Mick Gillespie, the voice of the Tennessee Smokies.
With Southern League Hitter of the Week now twice, Chris Bryant. I'm Mick Gillespie. Chris, it's been an exceptional month, or at least May was for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a pretty good month for me. The team's struggling a little bit right now, but it was a really good month for myself.
There was a stretch in there where you hit 5 home runs in 7 games, but you've been a power hitter basically your whole life. Do you approach it when you're at the plate, hey, I want to hit a home run, or are you just trying to make good contact?
Oh, definitely not going up there trying to hit a home run. I mean, when I'm trying to do that, that's when, things kind of go wrong. I just try to make contact. I think my swing is kind of, a natural uppercut, so I tend to get the ball in the air a lot, so I definitely don't really worry about, the home runs.
There's been a good adjustment for you at the plate, the way that you've been able to, from April to May, take advantage of pitchers' tendencies. I can tell that you're working a lot in the cage just by the way that your at-bats are going.
Yeah, I definitely am, busting out some video too with Desi, and really focusing on how they're trying to get me out, especially with runners in scoring position, because that's my job, to drive in runs and get the guys in. So just trying to figure out their tendencies, and I kind of figured it out this month, and I had a great one.
When you see what the Cubs are doing right now in Chicago and the team in last place, you think, hey, look, I'm a first-round pick, I'm ready to get there? Or do you think, well, I'm just trying to run through the process?
Oh, yeah, just going through the process. I mean, that's not really my job to focus on that. I just go out there every day and, play as hard as I can and help whatever team I'm on win. And, that happens to be the Tennessee Smokies right now. And, I'm having a great time out here. My teammates are awesome. And, it's summer baseball. It doesn't get much better than that.
It doesn't get much better than leading the league in the Triple Crown categories.
Yeah, I don't really look at my stats. It's going pretty good right now, but there's times where I'll struggle, slumping a little bit, but I've been seeing the ball pretty good right now, and I'm taking advantage of it.
Let me ask you this now. You lead the league in most of the categories. I mean, everything pretty much. When you're doing what Chris Bryant does to be successful, what is that, if you explained it to me? And when you're not doing well, why is that?
I think when I'm doing well, just kind of sticking with the routine that I have going, doing the same thing every time I come to the park, watch my previous at-bats, see how the pitchers are pitching me, and, just formulate a plan each and every day. When I'm going bad, I think I'm pressing too much, trying to get a hit every time you go up there, kind of focusing on, the numbers, and you know, if I get hit here and I'm hitting this or, you know, that. So I really try to stay away from that. And, you know, if I can do that, then, you know, things usually turn out pretty good for myself.
Well, also, too, you haven't been out of college a full year yet. I mean, the college baseball season just wrapped up, or it's in the process of wrapping up, heading to the Super Regionals, and here you are dominating in the Southern League. What can you attribute that success to?
Definitely going to college. I think, you know, the whole college experience and, just, going out there every day, practicing, playing baseball every day, and then coming to professional baseball and playing a game every day, you know, you really got to get used to that, get your body used to that. And, you know, if I were to come right out of high school, high school was a little bit different. You know, you didn't really have to practice every day. You kind of just, played here and there. But I definitely would attribute that success to, going to college.
Well, my last question is, do you feel like if you were a Cub right now in the big leagues that you'd be able to perform like you have here?
I mean, I expect a lot out of myself, and, I have a lot of confidence in myself. So, I can't really give you an answer for that, but, I sure would go out there every day and play as hard as I can.
With Kris Bryant, the Southern League's Hitter of the Week for the second time in 5 weeks, I'm Mick Gillespie for the leadoff man.
Not a big surprise. Bryant named the Cubs minor league player for the month of May. Look at that. 30 runs, a .407 batting average, and overall leading the Southern League in just about every category. And pitcher Paul Blackburn, just 20 years old, 3-0 with a sub-2 ERA in 5 starts in May for Single-A Kane County. We'll get more on the Mets and also Keith Hernandez on Wrigley Field coming up.
My name is Jay Wright. I'm the head basketball coach at Villanova University.
How important are decision-making skills in your profession?
They're absolutely vital.
Well, then, as a decision maker, which one would you choose? This one that cleans or this one that cleans and protects against dryness?
That one.
That's it.
That's it? Mm-hmm. You got one question for me?
More care is better. It's an easy decision. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash cleans and protects against dryness.
Stay School dress shirts, sports shirts, polos, and shorts. Now $25.99 at Joseph A. Bank. Look cool and stay cool with new Stay School dress shirts, sports shirts, polos, and shorts. Just $25.99 through Sunday. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
2 medium cappuccinos.
Let's show them what a breakfast with whole grain fiber can do.
1 coffee with room, 1 large mocha latte. Medium macchiato, light hot chocolate, hold the whip, 2 espresso. Make 1 double.
She's full and focused.
I have 2 cappuccinos, 1 coffee with room, 1 large mocha latte, a medium macchiato, a light hot chocolate, hold the whip, and 2 espressos, 1 with a double shot.
That's not the coffee talking.
Start your day with Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheat Cereal. With whole wheat goodness on one side and a hint of sweetness on the other, it's a delicious way to get the nutrition you want.
Your joints work hard for you. Give them the edge they deserve. New Edge from Osteo Biflex with Joint Shield helps strengthen your joints. It works as hard for your joints as they do for you. Get the added benefits of joint and muscle and joint and energy. New Edge from Osteo Biflex, so you're always ready for action. Find it in your vitamin aisle.
You told us your #1 Olive Garden dishes. Now they're part of our 2 for $25 guest favorites, featuring your all-time favorite creamy chicken Alfredo and seductive shrimp mezzaluna. It's our most inspired 2 for $25 ever at Olive Garden.
Drama is taking a vacation.
What?
Your favorite primetime comedies now start at 4 p.m.
Sorry about your eye.
Rules of Engagement at 4.
All right.
And How I Met Your Mother at 5. This week on WGN America.
The Hyundai Leadoff Man, brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come in and test drive our award-winning lineup today. Visit buyhyundai.com. Great to have you back here at Wrigley Field, and it's our pleasure to welcome in Keith Hernandez, the greatest defensive first baseman of all time, and he could hit to 296 in his career, but you hit 311 here at Wrigley Field. You've been coming here a long time. Is it always still fun for you?
It's one of my favorite parks. I always enjoyed and looked forward to playing here. I remember the days when they kept the infield grass around 4 inches long. I remember Bill Buckner running down first base, and that grass would eat up a base hit, and I'd hear him screaming halfway down the first base line. We had so many balls are eaten up by the grass that back then. Today they keep it cut short. But, you know, even when the wind blew in and it was cold, you know, it was a great thrill to come here. It's growing up as a kid, Wrigley Field. When I came up, Ferguson Jenkins was still here, so I got to hit off Fergie, and I've always had success here. I always felt that the ballparks you love to come to play, I think it affects your performance. It's a good work environment, and I always look forward to Chicago.
This is probably the only time you've been to this ballpark with 3 straight night games.
It's the first time for the Mets, and of course, when I came up, there was no lights, and we were actually the Mets where the Phillies got rained out the night before, and we became the first official game with the Mets that played here. So we're part of history of this stadium, and something I'm very proud of. You always want to play day games here. You always want to go out and have a little normal dinner in Chicago. There's so many great restaurants.
Now, Keith, you've been broadcasting with the Mets for a long time. I miss the fact that the Cubs and Mets are not in the same division anymore, in the old Eastern Division.
Well, you know, the 3 divisions, they want parity, and they got the extra tier of playoffs. It just, you know, I guess the kids today don't know the difference. But for not to be able to go and play the Cubs 3 times back and forth at St. Louis, I miss that a lot. I miss only coming here once a year. I do not like the 3 divisions, but I understand what they're doing.
All right, I'm not going to ask you to give me a breakdown of Anthony Rizzo's defense because you don't see him a lot. But when you see a guy who is known as a pretty good defender and is a left-handed thrower over there at first, do you take a little extra look?
Well, I'll look at any guy that has a reputation, whether he's left-handed or right-handed, if he's a good fielder, and check him out. I don't see him enough. You know, we just see 6 games out of the year, so it's hard to make a value to evaluate someone. But he's got good hands, what I've seen so far. He doesn't make he doesn't boot the ball. So whatever he gets to, he makes the plays.
We lost Ralph Kiner this February, 91 years old. Kiner's corner, you think about, and what a major league career. He hit almost 370 home runs in 10 seasons. The first 3 years he was in World War II.
Yes, Ralph was a great guy. When I broke into this business, the TV business, Ralph was in the booth, of course, with Tim McCarver, and it was Gary Thorne then, I believe, was doing the play-by-play, and Ralph was so helpful to me. But even my remembrances of Ralph go beyond just the booth. They're more when he was the announcer and I was playing with the Mets and with the Cardinals, but more so with the Mets. And he was someone on an air flight that from town to town, I would go back and pick his brain and ask him about, you know, what he did as a hitter, what his thoughts were. And you know what he told me? He said, you're around the 4th player that's come up to me and asked me my thoughts on hitting. Wow. And I said, I can't believe that. And he goes, no, it's true. So that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is. Hopefully the Mets today ask you about offense and defense as well. Keith Hernandez, thanks for the time.
It's always great to be here.
All right, and we're getting set for the Mets and the Cubs. The middle game of this series is next.
Time for the official toast.
Jack, Emma. The research is in. After years together, eHarmony couples report having more chemistry than couples who met in any other way. Start communicating for free today.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Hangry Moments.
So that's the vendor request form. We got a few changes from last year. It's the second time this week, Dan.
I'm doing the best I can, Pete.
Jack Link's Jerky, the protein-packed way to feed your wild side.
Olive Garden's latest inspiration? You. You told us your #1 Olive Garden dishes. Now they're part of our 2 for $25 guest favorites, featuring for the very first time your all-time favorite dish, creamy chicken Alfredo. And our seductive shrimp mezzaluna you love so much, we brought it back. Unlimited salad and breadsticks, 2 entrees, and dessert. It's our most inspired 2 for $25 ever. Olive Garden. We're all family here. Discover 70 pronto lunch combinations starting at $6.99.
Are your joints ready for action? Take OsteoBiflex. OsteoBiflex is specially formulated with Joint Shield to nurture and help defend your joints. So now you can keep doing and doing and doing what you love.
Hey, Mom, Dad. What did you guys do today?
OsteoBiflex, ready for action.
Father's Day's no fun. Bad gifts, no toys for Dad. Craftsman Tools is remaking that. Let's make Father's Day a real holiday with Craftsman Tools like the new Mach series. Find great gifts at craftsman.com.
Baseball in America means baseball on WGN America. Cubs Marlins Saturday at 4 East on WGN America. The following is a presentation of WGN Sports.
Place to spend the summer than in Chicago, and we finally have hit summer, although a little cool tonight. Mets and Cubs play game 2 of a 3-game series, and we welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. And welcome to the ballpark. Jim DeShays and Len Casper with you. A nice come-from-behind 2-1 win for the Cubs last night. Maybe more importantly, we're starting to see Nate Scherholtz get back to the guy he was last year.
Yeah, outfield production's been a big problem for the Cubs this year. Nate Scherholtz has been a big part of that problem, but lately a lot better. Driving the ball with authority, batting average slowly, steadily starting to creep up. Back on May 7th, he was hitting a .188. Since then, .274. And you take a look at a shorter time frame, much better over the last week or so. He gets that low ball in the air, staying in his at-bats better, and obviously just gaining some confidence. And a guy like Scherholtz has been around a while. Ultimately the numbers were going to improve. And here's a look at the last 4 games. 6 out of 14, 2 runs scored, a home run, and OPS up over 1,000.
Battle of right-handers tonight on the mound. It'll be Edwin Jackson. Last time out, didn't win, but was a lot better than the result indicated.
Yeah, he punched out 9 against the Giants, got no run support. The Cubs lost that game 5-0. You look at the breakdown, home road for him, much better here at Wrigley than he's been on the road. A couple outliers on that road record, including a brutal one in San Diego 2 starts ago. And for the Mets, it's Daisuke Matsuzaka, the former Red Sox, has been working primarily out of the bullpen. 16 relief appearances. He has made 1 start. That was against the Diamondbacks. He threw well. Got to be patient. He walks a lot of guys if you give him a chance.
Cubs have won 4 of their last 5 here at Wrigley Field. They're here through the weekend. The Marlins come in after these Mets. It's game 2 of this set coming up next.
Come here. Wow. Come here. So you can down.
What's going on up there?
Welcome home, Chuck. This is all for you.
Oh. Are you serious? Lieutenant Chuck
She's still the one for you, and Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment is right. Cialis is also the only daily ED tablet approved to treat symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
This is Paul. This is Paul's office. For those who believe a serious job doesn't have to feel so serious. One-a-day men's Vitacraves with key nutrients like B vitamins. All the fun of a gummy that's a complete multivitamin.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser. Designated driver and enjoy the great times. Ford, manufacturers of America's best-selling brand. Check out our best-selling lineup at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Cubs baseball in high definition on WGN TV is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Let's get the Mets lineup written out by their manager, Terry Collins. Matt Den Decker has been filling in center. Juan Lagares is on the DL. Daniel Murphy is at second. David Wright at third batting. Third, Curtis Granderson. Big night last night. He's in left. 40-year-old Bobby Abreu is in right. Elaine, you don't know the first thing about first base, but it's Lucas Duda playing there tonight. Anthony Recker's the catcher. Ruben Tejada and Daisuke Matsuzaka rounded out. Had to drop that.
They gotta drop
Hernandez
that.
tonight.
Talking to Keith, absolutely. Let's see who's where for the Cubs this evening. Coughlin, last night's hero with a home run. Well, Sherrills was a hero too. A couple of heroes out there in left and right. Justin Ruggiano is playing center field. Mike Gold gets a start at third base today. Castro and Bonifacio up the middle. Anthony Rizzo at first base. John Baker behind the dish for hard-throwing right-hander Edwin Jackson making his 12th start. 3-5 with a 481 for Edwin so far. 2-2, 393 lifetime against the Mets. He split 2 decisions against them last year. His whip a little higher than you would like. About 1.3 is league average. You see he's been more of a ground ball type pitcher. Strikeout rate better than league average. Walk rate a little too high.
The umpires led by Todd Titchener. He's behind the plate. Clint Fagan is at first. Tim Timmons at second. And another Tim Welke, the crew chief, at third.
Tim Tuffle's coaching third base.
A lot of Tims. Here's a Matt Den Decker. Left-handed hitter, and Jackson ready to work, and we are underway. It's a strike call. The wind is howling straight in. It's a foggy night.
There could be a homer in the Globeman tonight.
Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a chilly 57 degrees.
A little let up there from Jackson. Left-handed hitters hitting 306 against Edwin. Here's a look at the weather. Humidity's high. 57. The sun is out, though. It had been cloudy and misty earlier. A lot of rain earlier today. The field's in great shape, though.
Very heavy air.
Back changeup. But anyway, left-handed hitters hitting 306 against Jackson with a 364 on base and a 463 slugging. So he's going to turn those numbers around a little bit. 5 left-handed bats in the lineup for the Mets tonight.
Here's a 2-2 on the way, and it's just off the outside.
Clearly trying to make it a little bit of an adjustment. That's 3 consecutive changeups from Edwin. There's the batting average and home run numbers. The home run numbers for Edwin overall really, really good. Just 4 long balls allowed in 63 2/3 innings.
Looking for the second straight start with John Baker, and a swing and a miss on a fastball. That's the first out.
Maybe all those change-ups slows the bat down a little bit, but mostly just a really well-located 94-mile-an-hour fastball. That almost always plays.
Here comes Daniel Murphy. He was just 4 for 29 on the Mets road trip, and he hits one toward the hole and has a base hit similar to the one he had last night. So he keeps hitting the ball to the other side of the diamond, and the Mets have a base runner.
Murphy, like he was trying to guide the ball that direction, trying to exploit that hole between third and short. He and David Wright have combined for more hits than any other tandem in Major League Baseball.
143 and counting.
And they're both among the league leaders in line drive percentage. Hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Murphy has 3, Wright has 4.
Wright second currently among National League third basemen in terms of all-star votes. Nolan Arenado of the Rockies leading the way. Wright has made 7 National League all-star teams. 1 ball, no strikes. Make it 1-1.
Power numbers really off for David Wright so far this year. I suspect as the weather heats up, so will he in that department. He's a guy who's always used the whole field, so you don't see a lot of shifting with David Wright in the batter's box. A year ago, hitting .277 with 7 home runs, .294 this year, and again the home run numbers down. And they were down last year overall for him too. I think he finished with 18 maybe. Does that sound right?
Sounds good to me.
Let's go with it. Ooh. Pitch tracks think. Could have gone either way. Wright was rung up on a borderline pitch last night.
Check on Murphy. Dives back in plenty of time. Assisted there by former Cub Tom Goodwin.
We have confirmation David Wright hit 18 home runs last year.
In on his hands, it's full. Murphy would have to think will be on the move here.
Wright's best home run season in 2008 when he hit 33. Nine steals for Murphy. He's been caught 3 times.
There he goes, and Wright with a late hack fouls it off.
That's the 3-2 foul ball principle kicking in.
What's the percentage?
Well, in my make-believe world, it was, I don't know.
72?
Yeah, 72.9.
3 out of 4.
Right, pulling his hands in there trying to hit the ball the other way. Much more likely to hit the ball in the air with that approach.
1-4.
Even when the power numbers are down, David Wright's such a good offensive player because he's a high average hitter who'll take his walks, so the on-base percentage is always up there.
I feel like the guys with the best eye at the plate, they always have an ability to exaggerate that pitch that's near the inside corner. Joey Votto very good at it. Just kind of moves his rear end out of the way and makes it look a lot worse than it is. And he might buy a couple of non-strikes by doing that. Granderson, big night last night. 3 for 3 with a sacrifice fly, and he takes a strike. The 0-1 is lifted foul out of play. We talked with Keith Hernandez on the leadoff man and finished by chatting about the late Ralph Kiner and the Mets honoring their longtime broadcaster with a patch on the right sleeve. Passed away in February. Hall of Famer, 10 years, 369 career home runs. He was first in the league in homers the first 7 years of his career. On the ground, Bonifacio the flip, Castro the turn, safe. It's going to be a tough turn because the ball wasn't hit that hard. So 2 outs in the inning, and they're at the corners.
Now Bonifacio able to charge that ball. You kind of have to temper it. You want to come and get it, but you don't want to be out of control. The backhanded flip to Castro for 1. Anderson catches the side of the bag and almost rolls his ankle. A little slip here coming out of the batter's box. Had they gotten the double play, it would have been the first time this year Anderson had bounced into one. The Grandy man can run.
Yes, he can, John Sterling. Here's Bobby Abreu. Been pretty good for the Mets. 40 years old. Signed a minor league deal the last day of March and brought up about 3 weeks later from AAA Las Vegas. And he's been much better, small sample size, in a starting role than as a pinch hitter, hitting .351 as a starter, and he has killed the Cubs in this ballpark. .346 lifetime at Wrigley Field with a slugging percentage of over 700. Most of that damage done as a member of the Phillies. 1-1.
Not a Hall of Famer, but a Hall of really good. And boy, had he played all his games here, maybe he would be a Hall of Famer with those numbers. Cheaper.
Is fouled off third base side. Well, Abreu kind of fits the Sandy Alderson mold. Takes walks. It's one thing the Mets do well. They have not hit for much home run power. The Cubs staff doesn't give up many home runs. Major League low 35 on the year. And again, the wind blowing in tonight. A 1-2 on the way. Up the middle. Castro can't get it off his glove, and the Mets have a 1-0 lead. That'll be an error on Castro. Well, he seemed really cautious going after that ball. He knew he had time to get Abreu, but he just could not flag it down.
Kind of short-armed it a little bit. I don't know if he took his eye off it momentarily as he watched the base runner coming from first base, but he was shifted that way, so he didn't have very far to go. Just kind of got a little caught in between with his footwork and essentially whiffed on it.
So the Mets got their lone run last night in the first off Jake Arrieta. They get an unearned tally tonight off Jackson. And now when this happens with 2 outs and what looked to be a pretty routine play, now you start keeping tabs on every extra pitch the starter has to throw. You know, Jackson can't do that, and Castro can't, but you just hope he can get that third out here relatively quickly. These are bullets you'd much rather save. 0-2. How do you feel like you responded to errors? You feel like you kept a pretty clear head?
Yeah. I think most guys do. Yeah, most guys are pretty good about turning the page.
Knocked down by Baker on the pitch that bounced. But I'm sure you had teammates who didn't.
Oh yeah, you could. A lot of times you can tell by the guy's body language. You know, you hope that guys get over that by little league or high school, but you still see it sometimes even here at the highest level. The guy will kick a ball behind a pitcher, and you see the pitcher, you know, toss his arms up or shoulders will slump. You have that little moment internally. You have that, you got to be kidding me, man. Make that play moment, and then you move on.
That's always the best tack to take. One and two. Here it is. Driven to left. That is trouble. Coughlin will chase it down, and the Mets are going to get a couple more. Lucas Duda with a 2-run double. And they make the Cubs pay. 3-0.
And that's part of the formula too. You know, the ability to pitch around errors. You know, clearly Castro's error looms large in this inning, but you know, sometimes you got to be able to pitch around an error, minimize the damage. Just as a pitch up out of the zone, Duda rides into the left field corner. Big strong guy, just punches it with authority the other way.
Now the catcher, Anthony Recker, getting his 19th start, a former Cub, just 9 games in 2012. And ball 1. Kind of inning makes you think about the Mets. We showed the numbers last night. They score a lot more on the road than they do at home. Kind of hard to explain, but they're averaging almost 5 runs per game on the road, and about 3 at Citi Field. 3.17 in their home ballpark.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's a good pitcher's ballpark, so that helps to explain some of that discrepancy. But that's a wide margin, home and road, for the Mets.
Above 500 on the road, in fact. The 1-2 from Jackson. And it's 2-2. He's had to make probably 10 more pitches since the error.
Yeah, well, and this is the, you know, the MO of this Met club. They draw a ton of walks. They see a lot of pitches.
In fact, this will be the 10th pitch since Duda's at bat started. Here it comes, and it's off the plate in. Ruben Tejada is on deck. Keep you posted on everything else around baseball tonight. Cardinals and Royals resuming their home and home. They're in Kansas City tonight. And the Cardinals finishing up a rough homestand. They go 2-7, I believe, and they're 9 games at home. Another 3-2 from Jackson. And a line shot that'll be caught by Ruggiano to end the inning. But 3 unearned runs for the Mets, and the Cubs are coming up when we come back.
Summer, it's a time for great games, great plays, and great food.
Yes!
Make the most of your summer by watching HD Baseball on WGN America. And for all your summer favorites, head to Golden Corral. Introducing the $10.99 Steak and Wing Spectacular, Monday through Thursday after 4 p.m. It's all you can eat sirloin fillets and wings. Only at Golden Corral.
Stay steak and wing places are giving you less and charging you more. Not Golden Corral. Introducing the $10.99 Steak and Wing Spectacular. It's endless sirloin fillets, non-stop wings, and seconds are on the house. $10.99 Steak and Wings, Monday through Thursday, only at Golden Corral.
Father's Day's no fun. Bad gifts? No toys for Dad. Craftsman Tools is remaking that. Let's make Father's Day a real holiday with Craftsman Tools like the new Mach series. Find great gifts at craftsman.com.
We all want to look perfectly groomed, but razors can cut you and scissors can poke you. Now there's the new MicroTouch Max, the trimmer that gets as close as a blade, yet is safe to the touch. It trims neck hair, ear hair, nose hair, mustaches and beards, even body hair. And watch how it perfectly grooms eyebrows. It replaces all these trimmers and goes places they can't with micro precision. Get your MicroTouch Max now for just $10 at these fine stores.
Let's check out the Cubs lineup. It's brought to you by Mazda and the 2014 Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. The Cubs did win last night, but only 2 runs their last 2 games combined after they got shut out on Sunday. Bonifacio, Ruggiano, and Rizzo. Starlin Castro, you see, has started every game this year. Scherholtz, the game winner last night. Coughlin, the game tire. Oltz at third. Baker is the catcher. Jackson, the pitcher.
And the Mets defensively, Granderson left, Den Decker center, Bobby Abreu in right field. Left side of the infield, superior to the right side. David Wright's won a couple Gold Gloves. Tada really good. Murphy has some problems, and Duda is somewhat limited range-wise. Anthony Recker behind the plate for 33-year-old right-hander Daisuke Matsuzaka. He's got a little bit of everything: fastball, slider, cutter, curve, split finger pitch, gyro ball. Behind his back, Eddie Feiner closes eyes between his legs, curveball. He's got a whip of 117. That's good.
He got a hook shot.
Is really good.
Underhand free throw.
Yeah, he's got the Rick Barry underhand free throw. His one start was a good one. He's made 16 relief appearances. 29 in the third innings, 20 walks.
Yeah.
That's what really grabs your attention.
Yeah, he's averaging over 18 pitches per inning. That's a lot. As he works to Bonifacio, and Emilio just kept the bat right on that back shoulder. On strike one.
First came to the big leagues with the Boston Red Sox. He could touch 97 miles an hour. Now that fastball below league average. You saw that first one there at 86. There's 88.
Signed by the Red Sox out of Japan prior to 07. Red Sox bid over $51 million simply to earn the right to negotiate with him. Then they gave him a 6-year deal worth $52 million. He's from Tokyo, and he's facing the Cubs for the 2nd time in his major league career.
18-game winner in 2008.
Slapped foul. Ruggiano on deck. And Rizzo here in the first inning. His 2nd start this year. He's basically pitched in about every role possible. He's got a save to his credit as well.
See, that's his MO right there. When he gets ahead of you, he's trying to strike you out. He's not one of those guys that's pitching to contact. Now with the diminished fastball velocity, he would probably be better off pressing his advantage when he gets ahead of the hitters. As a hitter, he's just got to wait him out.
Long pause when he has his hands over his head, and a ground ball to the shortstop. Tada plays it aggressively and gets the speedy Bonifacio. We would love for you to take a picture of yourself. The term for that is selfie, and tweet it to us at hashtag WGN Cubs. Oh, that is Jaden Day. Oh, that's Shaun Day's son. Shaun works up here in the press box, in the press room, the dining room, and wow, what a good look at Jaden Day. First birthday 3 days ago. Awesome.
Happy birthday, little man.
Yeah.
We'll go out on a limb here and guess that he stuck his finger in the cake.
1-0 on Justin Ruggiano. That sinker disappeared. As always, we would love to hear from you. Well, the last one had the sink. That one had a little cut. Now what?
We'll try to cut one over that outside corner.
93 reached back a little bit, fouled away.
Yeah, that's coming into this start. This is where he had topped out at 93. His fastball's been sitting right around 90.
Pulled into the corner, and it'll land fair just inside the chalk line. And Ruggiano has a double.
Slider didn't have a lot of bite. Stayed on the plate. Ruggiano went down and got it. Fair by inches. Team's here to get one back.
Well, Anthony had a rough start to the game last night. He struck out in his first 3 at bats. He committed an error as he overran a foul pop up. But then in the bottom of the 9th, he led off with an 0-2 base hit off a left-hander and eventually crossed the plate with the winning run.
See, that's the beauty of baseball. He's having a brutal night, and then he becomes one of the heroes.
Nice K with a 1-0 outside.
Could be an unsettling feeling for a hitter too. You punched out 3 times, and your final at bat, you're down no balls and 2 strikes. Yes, up over 900 here at Wrigley. Overall, really, really good. Yeah, on base percentage. And the walks drawn, that's really been the key.
Daisuke used to wear number 18. The ace of the staff in Japan wears that number, but Tim Tuffle, the Mets third base coach, wears number 18. So Matsuzaka with number 16. 3-1.
Isn't that Doc Gooden's number? Back in the day?
16? Yeah, I believe you're right.
So the ace in Japan wears number 18?
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I don't know the answer to that. Now Recker will head out.
Well, not a really big sample, but so far this year Matsuzaka's been really tough on left-handed hitters. Here you see the walk leaders in the NL. Rizzo trailing only Andrew McCutchen. Giancarlo Stanton and the Fish will be here over the weekend. 4 out of 43 left-handed batters against Matsuzaka. That's an 0.93 average.
And Rizzo takes the walk. Something he's very good at.
You got to kind of fight that instinct. If you're a middle of the order hitter and you got a man in scoring position, you want to drive that run home. But if you start to expand the zone to try to make it happen, you're just going to get yourself out. This is an RO, what we like to call a redemption opportunity for Starlin Castro.
Ruggiano at second, Rizzo at first.
Slugging numbers much better for Castro this year than last.
It's a slow breaking ball for a strike. Ryan Webb watching us on WGN America up in Portage, Wisconsin.
Isn't he a pitcher, Ryan Webb?
I don't think it's at Ryan Webb. The 0-1 and a base hit to right. Ruggiano will come around to score. Rizzo on his way to third. And the throw will be cut off near second base. 3-1 as Castro knocks in Ruggiano.
Game on. Here we go. Matsuzaka has not had great fastball command here early on. Trying to go in there on Castro. Left it out over the plate. Curvature to right. Cubs are on the board.
Not that everything goes true to form in this game, but we've already seen over 50 pitches combined here in the first inning, and that is not a big surprise.
Yeah, both these pitchers typically throw a lot of pitches, and they don't work particularly quickly either, especially men on base. And by the way, did you catch what Gary Pressey just played on the Stadium organ?
I did not.
Yesterday. Nate Sherrills had a big day yesterday.
He had 3 hits, including the game winner.
Gary believes in yesterday. Let's see if Nate Sherrills can deliver today. We could do that. We could play Name That Tune with Gary.
The big hit in the 9th was the 499th of Sherholtz's career. Fouled away.
Last 10 days or so much better from Nate, but it's been a kind of a slow steady climb. Look at his career numbers. 261 batting average, 224 right now for this year. But back on May 7th, at the conclusion of play on the 7th, he was hitting a .188. Since then, 274 with a 357 on base and a 425 slugging. That's more in line with what you would expect. Hit game yesterday. That was his 4th multi-hit game in the last 9. Mets are looking for 2. Creates a little opening there on the right side for him. Step out, yeah. There's no way a hitter can maintain his concentration that long.
comes a 1-2, and it misses low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think with a lot of the Cub left-handed hitters, the Mets are adopting a pitch-away, play-away philosophy. Their outfielders shifted the other way. They got Granderson a step or 2 towards the line and left, and Decker shading towards left center. Certainly was the case last night with Zach Wheeler. Throwing that 2-seam fastball at about 95 with real good run away from the lefties.
Full count, 3-2.
Typically in this situation, Nate is hacking. He doesn't walk a lot.
Dan Worthen, the Mets pitching coach. There goes Castro, and a ground ball to first, knocked down by Duda. A little bobble. He'll only have 1 play. That's to the bag. As Rizzo scores, Scherholtz will get an RBI, and the Cubs are now within a run, 3-2. Only in the first inning.
Hit it sharply. Duda right there. If he gets it cleanly, he's going to have a shot at Rizzo at home, but he didn't do that, and first base became his only play.
That'll bring up Coughlin, who tied the game with a home run in the 8th inning last night. His first as a member of the Cubs, and his first in over a calendar year. Strike called on a curve. Jackson giving up 3 unearned runs in the top of the inning on 33 pitches, but his offense is getting him back into the game. A soft liner right at Murphy to end the inning. So Matsuzaka had to labor. It's 3-2 Mets after an inning.
Hi.
Hi. So what you in the mood for?
Steakhouse?
Steakhouse. Steakhouse. Bill, sir.
Oh, no.
How much you give me?
As in, like, steakhouse cheeseburger from Wendy's?
Awesome. So you got change for the bus?
Wendy's new Steakhouse Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe is just $1.49 with fresh steakhouse seasoned beef and garlic aioli. Your dollar's more delicious here.
Now that's better.
Waves don't care what age you are. Take them on the way you always have. Live healthy and take One-A-Day Men's 50 Plus, a complete multivitamin with 7 antioxidants to support cell health. Age, who cares?
Hello. Scott, we're concerned. You just fed your lawn earlier this spring. Now you're at it again.
Indeed. A crucial late spring feeding helps defend the grass against the summer heat to come.
We knew that. Right, guys?
Oh, yeah. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Father's Day's no fun. Bad gifts? No toys for Dad. Craftsman Tools is remaking that. Let's make Father's Day a real holiday with Craftsman Tools like the new Mach series. Find great gifts at craftsman.com.
With Expedia, you always get the lowest price. Book any flight or hotel, and if you find it for less, we'll match it and give you $50 off your next trip. Expedia. Find yours.
Little Caesar's lunch combo is ready when you walk in, so it's perfect for busy people. Isn't that right, busy people?
Yes!
Get 4 slices of hot and ready deep dish plus a soda for just $5. Little Caesar's, world's easiest way to pizza.
Pizza. Cubs Marlins Saturday at 4 East on WGN America.
There's a drive, way back, it might be, and it, Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win, holy cow, they're all waiting for Shaun, a meter up to 320.
Wrigley 100 moment. It was 25 years ago tomorrow when the Shaun-O-meter was first unveiled here at Wrigley Field. Dave Sela is with us. You're the man. This is the Shaun-O-meter. We've Been talking about it for the last quarter century. Can you believe it's been 25 years?
No, it just flew by. It's just crazy how it races through. But it's great to be up here. I can't believe I'm sitting here where Harry Carey used to sit.
Oh, yeah?
It's crazy.
Well, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. All right, let's see it here, Dave.
You saved the Shaunometer?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So what I want to know is when it started. Was he under? He was right around 200 or under it?
We've got this if you want to show this thing.
There we go in the back.
Yeah, he had just popped over 200.
Right, he had 3 hits the day before. I think it was a 203, something like that.
Yeah, and he was about a week before that. He was hitting $176, and Rick Sutcliffe had the whole team sign a ball, and it was kind of in the news. And
chopper foul into the dugout.
My 2 friends, Jim and Mindy, were sitting around trying to think of something to come up and get a sign on at Wrigley Field on TV, and we're throwing ideas, and we had these 2 holy cow signs, and Jim said, how about the Shaunometer? And Shaun wasn't hitting that great, but he was kind of on a roll, and it was kind of a no-lose proposition. He's either going to go up or he's not going to be in the majors. So it worked out. It was a perfect timing for us.
Fly ball pretty well hit, but the wind blowing in will make that a pretty routine out. So Shaun's been asked about it. I guess at first he wasn't quite sure what to make of it, right? But then eventually kind of got the idea that it was a positive thing.
Yeah, I think he initially wasn't so thrilled about it, but he started hitting like crazy. He must have had about the best average in the National League.
True. You put pressure on him, man. You're flashing his batting average up there every time he came up. So my question is, how often did you change the Shaunometer? Like every at bat?
Yeah. Yeah, like Shaun Dunston, that's for Shaun Dunston Jr. playing tonight. King County.
Okay. So he's hitting 245.
Right.
The Shaun Jr. meter.
So you're heading out there tomorrow, right?
No,
or are you going to be here?
We're going to be here.
Oh, you're going to be here. Okay. So did you come out with a calculator, or did you already have it written down? If he goes 0 for 1, it's this, 1 for 2, that.
We had a little solar calculator, and then we kind of just wrote down what he started the game at, like if he was 50 for 198 or something, and then we just went from there. But we changed it as his average changed. We had the scotch tape. Every at bat. Yeah.
Professional.
Yeah.
So how old were you at the time?
25. Yeah. So I'm double that now.
Well, here's the other question. Did you have a game where you had a ball and you're like, I think that's it. They called it a hit. All right. And you do the thing and then you find out, no, change that to an error. Oh, man, we got to go back. And actually, 248 to 244.
I think our proudest moment was when they showed the meter in the bleachers, and then they showed Shaun at bat with his average underneath, and it was different from what they had just shown in bleachers on the meter, and so they cut back a few seconds later with his correct average is what we had on the
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And rising. Yeah. SK fouls off.
The bottom line was always sort of a space for running commentary, so we could change that to whatever was
trending. Yeah. So it was like social media kind of.
It was before email.
And were you a big Dunston fan, or did you just kind of did you become one because of this, or was it just kind of the Shaunometer sounded good and you rolled with it?
Yeah, we definitely became huge fans.
So okay, we see Shaun all the time. Did you get a chance to meet him and take some pictures and all that with him?
Yeah, I got to meet him a few times. Cubs convention, outside of Shea, got to meet his whole family. His father looked exactly like Scott and Shaun, so it was funny. They looked like brothers when I met the family. So yeah, it was a real nice family. Got to meet his mother and father and some siblings.
Ball 4. It's the Cardinal sin. You walk the opposing pitcher. So he is aboard with 1 out.
So, Mr. Shaunometer, Dunston fan, What pitcher did Shaun Dunston hit his most career home runs off of?
Not Dwight Gooden.
No, but you're on the right ball club.
Oh, I know. Pitched from, he didn't have a windup. He kind of pitched, gosh. I'm drawing a blank.
Ron Darling.
Oh.
Ron Darling, yeah.
How many did he hit off Darling?
4.
He hit 4.
Yeah, I got the. I'm cheating. I pulled it up over here.
Sure. And give us the Smithsonian story. How did that all happen?
I had read in a magazine that anyone could contribute something to the museum, so I put together a package of video clips and writings and newspaper articles, and I shipped it off, and I was telling all my friends, just watch, Shaun Meter's going to be at the Smithsonian. And everyone thought I was crazy, and sure enough, a month later, I get a letter in the mail saying, yeah, we'd like to accept this. We think it's an excellent representation of the intersection between television and baseball fan enthusiasm. I was like, cool, I'll bring it out.
That's great. Yeah. Well, it's great to have you with us here, Dave. And yeah, have you thought in the last 25 years about a different meter with a different player? Or are you just going to kind of, you perfected it with Shaun Dunston, you're going to leave it alone?
I think we're going to leave it alone and maybe see if Shaun Jr.
If Shaun Jr. gets here, that would be really neat, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it very much. Oh, and yes, we have a T-shirt.
And those are for, I got a whole bag for you guys. So.
Very nice. Is a little low. Back-to-back walks. Dave Seela, thanks for stopping by, man.
Thanks,
appreciate
Dave.
it. Pleasure to meet you.
Good stuff.
Pleasure.
So 25 years ago tomorrow, if you were wondering about who came up with the Shaunometer, it's Dave. And now we try to figure out how to get Edwin Jackson back into the strike zone here against Daniel Murphy.
Yeah, and this is the anatomy of a bad inning, and you walk the pitcher and then the leadoff man, a light hitting leadoff man at that, and Den Decker. Now you got to face the meat of the order here. Murphy and Wright, the two high average hitters, Wright, Granderson, Abreu representing probably their most dangerous hitters. But one ground ball, double play, and you're out of it.
Called strike. I loved Harry's call of that game-ending homer off. I think it was Craig Lefferts. It might be it. Cubs win.
It might be it. Cubs win. Yeah,
just that's how you do it.
Caught up in the moment.
Chest blocked by Mr. Baker.
Yeah, really well done there. It was a tougher when they bounced that far out in front of home plate. A little scud, about a 55-footer, and drops the glove down to cover the 5-hole, and then just tilts the chest forward to not only block the ball but control the rebound.
One and two on Murphy. Here it comes. Another block by the catcher. So just to finish up, the Shaunometer debuted when Dunston was hitting .203. He had 3 hits on June 4th of that year to go from 187 to .203, and Shaun finished at .278 by the end of the year. So I don't know if they had a feeling or not, but they picked the right guy. By and large, the average kept going in the right direction the rest of the season. 3-2 with Wright on deck.
High pitch count led to an early move to the bullpen last night for the Cubs, and Edwin Jackson throwing a bundle here in the first couple innings.
Could be 2. Castro the flip. And the tag applied. They turn it. Bonifacio's throw took Rizzo toward home plate, but he was able to tag Murphy, and they get the double play to end the inning.
Drama is taking a vacation.
I'm sorry, what?
Because we're changing the rules on daytime.
Challenge accepted.
All this week, your favorite primetime comedies now start at 4 p.m. with Rules of Engagement.
You're disgusting. I gotta go.
I said talk to me like a wife, not one of my dates.
Followed by How I Met Your Mother.
Look, she's really hot, okay?
Your afternoon hours just got happier with Rules of Engagement at 4 and How I Met Your Mother at 5 this week on WGN America.
Hi everybody, it's Pat Hughes. Wrigley Field is one of the most recognizable landmarks in America and is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. Louisville Slugger, the official bat of Major League Baseball, is commemorating this milestone with the laser-engraved two-tone 34-inch full-size bat. It's lasered with the Wrigley Field 100th anniversary logo and historic ballpark facts. This bat sells for $129.95 and is limited to 5,000 individually numbered units. Call Big Time Bats now at 1-866-280-BATS.
Great job. Okay, there you go.
Good catch.
All right, now for the best part. Ooh, let's get those in the bowl. These are way too good to waste, right?
Share what you love with who you love. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
They're great.
This is Paul. This is Paul's office. For those who believe a serious job doesn't have to feel so serious. One-a-day men's Vitacraves with key nutrients like B vitamins. All the fun of a gummy that's a complete multivitamin.
You told us your #1 Olive Garden dishes. Now they're part of our 2 for $25 guest favorites, featuring your all-time favorite creamy chicken Alfredo and seductive shrimp mezzaluna. It's our most inspired 2 for $25 ever at Olive Garden.
How I Met Your Mother tomorrow at 8
what your mom said.
on WGN America.
Does it get any better than this?
Cup fans, if you want to manage the game along with Ricky Renteria, log on to WGNTV.com right now. Click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner and connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and info while watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more. Mike Alt takes ball 1. 9 outs were recorded prior to that pitch on 83 pitches combined.
It's not a real good ratio.
Popped him up into shallow right. Murphy, with his arms in the air, will make the catch.
This homestand, the Mets and the Marlins are here. The Cubs celebrate the 40s. The planned festivities include music, food, and giveaways that reflect the 1940s. For more information about the year-long celebration, visit WrigleyField100.com. Tickets are available for all games on the homestand, so visit Cubs.com to purchase your seats today.
Marlins have been good. Not on the road. Way better at home. And that ball in the air to left. Granderson, who played right last night, makes a catch.
Marlins 30-28, game and a half behind Atlanta in the East. Scoring a ton of runs. Giancarlo Stanton is a beast, doing beastly things. Stanton leads the NL in home runs with 16, RBIs with 51.
Jackson pops it up. Abreu to end the inning. That was a quick 1-2-3 for Matsuzaka. 3-2 New York.
Baseball in America means baseball on WGN America. Cubs Marlins Saturday at 4 East on WGN America.
Hurry up, not a red light. Gonna make it home on time. It's a green light. Oh, never fear, it's super dash. He's got this underwater pass. Gonna make it home before the table sets. Here I am. He's come to save the day. Hi, Bubbles.
Sport mode. Power when you need it most. The Kia Optima.
Your joints work hard for you. Give them the edge they deserve. New Edge from Osteo Biflex with Joint Shield helps strengthen your joints. It works as hard for your joints as they do for you. Get the added benefits of joint and muscle and joint and energy. New Edge from Osteo Biflex, so you're always ready for action. Find it in your vitamin aisle.
Hey everybody, Chef Brian Duffy here. One of the hottest trends right now is the stuffed burger. Look amazing? It is. How'd I get everything inside? With Stuffs. Here's what you do. 1, press your base. 2, fill with stuffing. 3, add your top patty and press. Just look at this burger. I use Stuffs in all of my restaurants, and now you can do the same right at home. You're gonna love this.
Stuffs is available online at the website below for immediate shipping, or you can get your Stuffs at Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid.
Welcome back. Injury Report is sponsored by Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. We take a look at a couple of star performers back from injury. Josh Hamilton had left thumb surgery, went on the DL April 9th. That was because he dove head first into a base when he probably shouldn't have. But he had a home run last night, first came off the DL, and Jose Abreu continuing to do what he did before he got hurt. 2 home runs in 2 games since returning from the DL. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, helping you move better so you could live better. Visit IBJI.com. Speaking of comebacks, how about Jason Lane?
Amazing.
Last we saw him, he was a 30-year-old outfielder. That was in 2007. Now he's a 37-year-old relief pitcher. 7 years out of the big leagues. Lane, who was a 2-way player at USC in college, left the game as an outfielder, continued to work at it on the mound, worked his way back through independent ball, finally hooked on with the Padres, and last night he comes in and works 3 1/3. Perfect innings of relief.
See if Jackson can do what Dice K just did with a quick 1-2-3. Carlos Gonzalez goes to the DL. Inflammation in his index finger on the left hand. And one other note about Jason Lane, it was the Chris Burke home run, right, in the 18th inning in the division series. If he hadn't hit that homer and the game had gone to the 19th, there's a rocket and a leaping catch out there by Coughlin. I believe Phil Garner said Jason Lane would have pitched.
Probably, yeah. He used to. I know he used to go down and kind of just goofing around, throw some bullpens.
We will have more on it later. But sad news, Mark Topkin on the Tampa Bay Times. He covers the Rays. I just talked to Tom Zimmer, who tells him that his father Don, the former Cubs manager, has passed away at age 83. That's very sad news. And Rick Renteria just got thrown out by Todd Titchener.
Well, they were barking back and forth, and Titchener gave him the the kind of the final. That's enough, and Ricky fired back one more time, and Titchener seems almost apologetic about it, as if to say, Ricky, I had to do it, man. Said my piece, you said yours.
That's the fourth time he's been ejected.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be leading all managers. Could have been a strike.
Could have been, but the other pitch you missed. Yeah.
So 1-1 on Granderson. So we've been talking about the Shaun-O-meter, 1989. Zim was a manager. Cubs won 93 games that year. Won the division. Popeye played for the Cubs. Played for Brooklyn. And then the Dodgers when they moved to LA as well. Finished up with the Washington Senators. And was a longtime Rays senior advisor. More information from Mark Topkin. I guess he had Zimmer had been in the hospital since heart surgery on April 16th. And his son Tom said he went peacefully. As Granderson foul tips for strike 3. 2 down.
'94 with run to get Granderson.
Jim had a long run as Joe Torre's right-hand man too, right?
Yeah.
In New York. 6.5 decades in baseball, 5.5 in the big leagues. But Don Zimmer managed the Padres, the Red Sox, the Rangers, the Cubs. Appeared in 2 World Series as a player with the Dodgers, with Brooklyn in 1955, with LA in 1959. The Dodgers would win it those 2 years. 59 against the White Sox. The 2-1 on the way to Abreu is off the plate in.
Zim earned a reputation of being somewhat unconventional as a manager. Was known to hit and run with the bases loaded.
And Abreu takes the walk, and we're getting a lot of tweets here.
But, you know, that was
Don
always
Zimmer.
the story. I don't know if that's actually that actually happened or not, but I suspect it did. Brandon Hyde there, the acting manager for the Cubs now. And if Ricky Renteria's ejection can open up the strike zone a little bit for Edwin Jackson, then it will be worth it.
Here's a pitch, and it's ball 1 on Duda. Ryan Stites tweets the second after we mentioned that Zim has passed away. Renteria gets tossed. A fitting tribute. Yeah, yes, in a way it was. He was a fiery guy. Yeah.
Not the ratio of strike to balls you're looking for. 4 walks issued by Edwin already.
Fly ball pretty well hit. Left center on the warning track. It'll be caught by Coughlin. As we remember, a man who had very strong ties to the Cubs as a player and as a manager. Don Zimmer.
Coach, making decisions is a big part of your job. So which would you choose? This one that cleans or this one that cleans and protects against dryness?
That one?
That's it.
You got one question for me?
Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash cleans and protects against dryness.
Father's Day's no fun. Bad gifts, no toys for Dad. Craftsman Tools is remaking that. Let's make Father's Day a real holiday with Craftsman Tools like the new Mach series. Find great gifts at craftsman.com.
Hurry up, not a red light. Gonna make it home on time. It's a green light. Here we go. Never fear, it's super dash. He's got this underwater pass. Gonna make it home before the table sets. Here I am. It's time to save the day.
Hi, Bubbles.
Sport mode. Power when you need it most. The Kia Optima.
You're eating all the ammo, sir.
Here we go. Lock and launch.
Remember your training. Your whole life has been leading to this moment.
With Expedia, you always get the lowest price. Book any flight or hotel, and if you find it for less, we'll match it and give you $50 off your next trip. Expedia. Find yours.
Make weeknights a hit. America's funniest known videos, weeknights at 6.
Hey, Cub fans, make sure you check out Len and JD's baseball blog at WGNTV.com, sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 36 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Yes, he's been serving the area since that man's beard started growing.
Play for the old House of David barnstorming team there. Quality beard.
Check out Chris Bryant's interview with Mick Gillespie from the leadoff man. Boy, a very polished, poised young man at 22 years old. And JD with the post on War Stars. Not Star Wars, War Stars. One away here in the third. Let's hear from Chris Bryant. Mick asked him, you know, it's been basically a year. Why are you so polished?
I think, you know, the whole college experience and, just, going out there every day, practicing, playing baseball every day, and then coming to professional baseball and playing a game every day, you really got to get used to that, get your body used to that. And, if I were to come right out of high school, high school was a little bit different. You didn't really have to practice every day. You kind of just, played here and there. But I definitely would attribute that success to, going to college.
Good stuff. Go to college, youngsters.
Unless they offer you a boatload of money.
And maybe you'll be the number 2 overall pick. Inside 3-1 to Ruggiano. 3-2 Mets. All the runs combined coming in the first inning.
Ruggiano doubled down the left field line. First time up. It's time to work a walk. On Saturday, June 21st, play catch in the outfield, hitting the hit in the batting cages, or relax in the dugouts here at Wrigley Field during catch in the confines, presented by Advocate Children's Hospital. Tickets include a personalized photograph, a baseball, and a Wrigley Field 100 DVD. All proceeds benefit Cubs charities. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit cubscharities.org.
Rizzo walked and scored in the first. Brent Smith tweets to us, my dad saw Zim on the street once, asked if he could sign a ball for me. He did. They talked about the Cubs for 15 minutes. Great man. Runner goes. That ball hooked foul. Look out in the bullpen. Two balls and a strike.
Is it me, or does it look like Anthony's moved up on the plate a little bit here?
Closer to the plate or up in the box?
Closer to the plate.
Yeah, no, he really seems to be crowding it. Yep. I like seeing that guys make adjustments. Talk to former position players. I know Keith Moreland said all the time that guys would shift in the box during an at-bat based on what they thought they might see. There goes Ruggiano. The pitch is low and in. The throw is on time. Anthony Recker's done a pretty good job back there. And he just nailed Ruggiano.
Yeah, with that caught stealing, he's now at 50%, which is way above average. Quick feet, strong throw. Ruggiano with a head first slide, and it just takes some steam out of his momentum. So much slide has kind of body slammed into the dirt there. I think it cost him a little bit.
Right field and foul. Just got a text from Barry Rosner, covered the Cubs beat back in the day, and he said first time I walked into Zim's office, he yelled at me for asking a question, told me to get out. I got up, he started laughing, told me to sit down, said I don't want you to ever be afraid of me, treat my team with respect, we'll have a great time. We did. I loved the man, treated me like a king. Ball four. Rizzo on for the second time. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
They could be anyone. What if the legends were true?
Witches.
Salem, all new episode Sunday on WGN America.
Back here at Wrigley Field, the Mets and the Cubs. Game 2 of a 3-gamer. Len and JD and our WGN crew. 3-2 Mets. We're in the third inning. And also remembering and honoring Don Zimmer, who has passed away. That's the other thing, too, about the Cub thing, JD. Zim played here and he managed here, but he played and managed in a lot of places. But once you're a Cub, and especially you manage a team to a division title here, you're always a Cub.
Yeah.
You know? Outside, it's 2-0.
Well, they feared for his life back in 1950 something before he became a big leaguer. He got drilled in the head playing in the minor leagues. A very scary situation.
To Western Hills High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. Pete Rose attended that school a decade later. Three and one on Castro. Daisuke running the baseball equivalent of the four corners offense. Really takes his time. Strike two.
Just does not want to throw it over the plate until he absolutely has to. So if you're willing to chase, he'll take full advantage. If you're patient, you're going to end up in a deep count, like has been the case often tonight. He breezed to the bottom of the order in the second, but in the first inning and here in this inning, very, very cautious.
Fouled back. Zim was an original New York Met. He started the Mets' first game ever at third base, and on the very first play committed an error.
Kind of set the tone.
It was a rough year for the Mets. 1962. Abreu coming on, and down to his knees as he makes a catch for the third out. A couple of walks in the inning, but no runs. Still 3-2 Mets.
Come here. Wow. Come here. So you can down.
What's going on up there?
Jeff, this is all for you.
Oh. Are you serious?
Great job. Okay, there you go.
Good catch.
All right, now for the best part. Ooh, let's get those in the bowl. These are way too good to waste, right?
Share what you love with who you love. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
They're great.
This is Paul. This is Paul's office. For those who believe a serious job doesn't have to feel so serious. One-a-day men's Vitacraves with key nutrients like B vitamins. All the fun of a gummy that's a complete multivitamin.
Hi.
Hi. So what you in the mood for?
Steakhouse?
Steakhouse. Steakhouse. Little bill, son.
Oh, no.
How much you give me?
As in, like, steakhouse cheeseburger from Wendy's?
Awesome. So you got change for the bus?
Wendy's new Steakhouse Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe is just $1.49 with fresh steakhouse seasoned beef and garlic aioli. Your dollar's more delicious here.
Now that's better.
Unlimited cash back. Let that phrase sit with you for a second. Unlimited, as in no limits on your hard-earned cash back. As in no more dealing with those rotating categories. The Quicksilver card from Capital One. Unlimited 1.5% cash back on everything you purchase every day. Don't settle for anything less. I'll keep asking. What's in your wallet?
Cubs baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds.
And you can grab some food 3-2 Mets as they bat in the 4th inning. This is the 1940s homestand, and some of the eats the Cubs are featuring here at Wrigley Field is the Kraft Monte Cristo sandwich. Ham and Kraft aged cheddar and provolone served on Texas toast
here
in egg butter.
Yeah, that's good for you.
That's kind of what I'm.
It's got the little jelly there. You dip it in.
We got the Kraft's loaded homestyle mac and cheese with artichokes and pulled chicken. There's the mac and cheese and the Vienna beef corn dog nibbler. Deep fried Vienna beef mini corn dogs. Today is National Cheese Day as well, and Kraft was also celebrating 100 years, donating $100 to Cubs charities for every opposing batter a Cubs pitcher strikes out here at Wrigley Field in June. The funds will benefit programs based on health, fitness, and education for at-risk youth and families. And they have distributed K cards to help celebrate each strikeout during the game. Nice short hop pick by Anthony Rizzo to get Anthony Record.
Record's hit the ball pretty well twice tonight, but he's 0 for 2. Hang with him. You got to aim better. Sharply hit. Rizzo off the line, able to make the play. Down on one knee, trots over to the bag, and a quick out for Edwin Jackson. Edwin looking for his first 1-2-3 inning.
Two 2-0 on Tada. Just kind of hanging out. It's early. Start to scramble probably in around the 6th. Fly ball to deep left. Coughlin back, and it is gone. A home run for Tejada. He's been hot lately. On Saturday in Philadelphia, he snapped a 552 at bat homerless drought, which had been the longest active streak, but he's now homered twice within a few days.
Gets the fastball running in on him just a little bit, but he was able to square it up and knock it out of here. Edwin will not get his first 1-2-3 inning. Known more for his glove than his bat, with his second home run of the year.
Strike one called on Daisuke. 4-2 Mets. Didn't shorten up with 2 strikes, did he?
Did not change his approach.
Clark, the official team mascot and newest member of the Cubs, can be a part of your event. For charity events, wedding receptions, and birthday parties, to grand openings and Little League contests, Clark wants to be a part of it. So go to Cubs.com/Clark. You can email Clark at Cubs.com or call 773-404-4050 for more info on how to book Clark for your special event.
Good action on that pitch.
Swinging strike on Den Decker. Rizzo will get another chance. And the inning is over. Homer by Tada as we enjoy some eats from the 1940s. I think I'm going to have that.
A little nibbler is not bad.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Father's Day's no fun. Bad gifts? No toys for Dad. Craftsman Tools is remaking that. Let's make Father's Day a real hub day with Craftsman tools like the new Mach series. Find great gifts at craftsman.com.
Women love a man who's trimmed and groomed from head to toe. That's why you need the Switchblade, the world's first 2-in-1 trimmer from Microtouch. With a lighted micro trimmer here and a full-size trimmer built right into the handle. Now you've got power and precision for ear, nose, neck, and facial hair. And the power to easily trim body hair anywhere. Or keep your hair looking neat and trim between haircuts just by combing. Get your Microtouch Switchblade at one of these fine retailers today and get grooming.
You told us your #1 Olive Garden dishes. Now they're part of our 2 for $25 guest favorites, featuring your all-time favorite creamy chicken Alfredo and seductive shrimp mezzaluna. It's our most inspired 2 for $25 ever at Olive Garden.
Right now at Joseph A. Bank, buy 1 suit or a sport coat, get 2 free. Mix and match. Choose from a huge selection of fine quality suits and sport coats. Buy 1, get 2 free. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
This is Paul. This is Paul's office. For those who believe a serious job doesn't have to feel so serious. 1-a-day men's Vitacraves with key nutrients like B vitamins. All the fun of a gummy that's a complete multivitamin.
Let's give a warm welcome to Sergeant Travis Weber. The Cubs and Bank of America thank you for your service, sacrifice, and dedication.
Great to have Sergeant Travis Weber at the ballpark tonight. Yeah, nice touch. As JD is putting a hurting on the Monte Cristo sandwich.
Now, yeah. A little jelly here and there.
Here, got more napkins.
Yeah.
Cubs trail by 2.
That's exactly.